some sunglasses.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel and the pregnancy vlog.
Yeah.
We are at 32 weeks right now, and I just wanted to say that I'm very uncomfortable. It's very warm, and it's getting really hard to do my everyday chores. So I've been starting to delegate some things to the boys. So a lot of you have made comments about the type of work that I have to do at the farm. I don't work off of our farm, and it's just my husband and I. So I feed the animals and do jobs like that. But we've been teaching the older kids who have just had birthdays. They are now 11 and 9, and the youngest boy is 7. And he's always done lots of jobs anyway, but we're just trying to encourage the older children to get out and do more work and help, because they can carry 5-gallon buckets of feed, and it's the walking back and forth from all the different pens that tire me out. So they've been helping a lot with that. We recently had a checkup this week, and the baby's measurement hadn't changed from the 30-week appointment, so we're going every 2 weeks at this point, and the baby's heartbeat went from slow to fast, but he hadn't been moving, so they're gonna have me come back in for a non-stress test for the baby, and to monitor me and check they want to do another ultrasound to check for intrauterine growth restriction, because in the 2 weeks he should have changed. It also feels like he's head up, so there's a chance that because he's not head down, he's trying to move, or maybe the measurement was just off. So we're going to watch that. I did a lot of research about the intrauterine growth restriction, and a lot of times a mother will end up being induced early because of the issues that can happen. A baby could be having a poor oxygen supply from their umbilical cord. They could have liver or heart problems. It could be the placenta. And in my case, what I was concerned about with that, I had had a lot of cramping, but without having any bleeding or pains like that were continuous, I was worried that maybe there might be a pocket behind the placenta so that it wasn't in full contact. So that's a possibility also. Another thing that they said it could be is anemia, so they want me to take an extra iron supplement, being that the baby's anemic. So we want to keep an eye on that, and just make sure that baby's okay. So other than that, the heartburn is terrible. I had just like a plain meal the other day, put a little pepper on my dinner, and the little bit of pepper I put gave me heartburn. So the Tums kind of works okay, but for overnight I'm having to take the acid reducer pills, and there's different brands and varieties available, so you want to look into that, but they're safe to use for pregnancy, so we went with that. Baby's pushing on my bladder tremendously right now. Got some cushions?
No, the pillows.
Okay. All the lawn furniture cushions are in the wash. Bethy went and got some more. Oh, I'll use it later. Thank you.
Can I get off that seat?
No, I don't want to right now. Here, we'll put it over here for now.
Okay.
Okay.
There's no pillow.
So yeah, I'm going to the bathroom a lot and waking up at night a lot and can't go back to sleep. The last 2 days I felt really low on energy, and my stomach was kind of hurting in a way that like it felt like the baby was pushing against me and making me uncomfortable that way, not like cramps or pains like that, but I wondered if he's trying to get turned around. When they checked, it felt like the baby's head was right up here, and his arms and his legs, you can feel his little elbows and stuff going out. So, in the 3D scan that I had, it showed that he was like that too. So now a couple weeks later, he's still been like that. And I'm wondering if he's trying to flip, because earlier today it felt like he was more off to the side a little bit. Like he's just slightly shifting, and occasionally I'll feel something on my left side, but it's like he's just not even using. And your uterus is pear-shaped anyway, upside down pear-shaped. So he wants to get into that lower position, and with the placenta and the shape of it, he could be having a hard time moving. One of my children, my second boy, we had to do, the short name is version, but what they do is they push on your stomach, and they send you to the hospital to do it in case there's any complications. But they push on your stomach and they get the baby to turn. And with him, they were worried that he might turn back because he was sideways. And they had me induced the very next day. So being that we're only at 32 weeks, we want to push that off. With Murdoch, it was right at his due date, he was still sideways. So that was fine, but I want to avoid any induction if possible, just because the Pitocin and the contractions are so furious that I don't mind having the epidural. I've always asked for it at some point. But my last boy that I had, I didn't get the epidural until after 6 centimeters, and it was probably closer to 9, because within 20 minutes of getting the shot, maybe 30 minutes, he was born. You need to be careful. So we don't want to have to go through all that, because with Bethany, I had said before, her delivery, the last couple of centimeters went so fast that she had her own health issues from being born without that transition time. Doing my chores, a funny thing happened the other day. My pants will not stay up at all, because if I have the full belly ones, they tend to creep back down and fall down. And if I wear the lower waisted, that's just the band, then my pants are just kind of falling down to the narrowest part of my waist anyway. So my little boy, Trey, said, why don't you wear some suspenders? So I borrowed my husband's suspenders. Oh, we don't have any popsicles right now, honey. We'll have to pick some up, okay? So yeah, I looked really cute walking around pregnant wearing my husband's suspenders. That was funny. My belly button is totally sticking out right now. Before it was just kind of pushing out. Now it's developed this little hood that goes out over. It's very funny. The contraction timer, I'll show you that up close if I can. I've been playing with a little bit more just to see. There's different versions of it, so I wanted to see which one's going to be the best and not just rely on one. I had decided. So I'll show you which one I had finally come down to that I like. And it's something, because my husband doesn't use a smartphone, he forgets about like waking up the phone to be able to see the keypad and stuff. So he's getting a little bit of education on that also. With his job, the flip phone, the speaker always works better for him. And so we're actually thinking about getting him his own smartphone on a separate thing so that he can learn about that. But that's a whole other deal. So, what else? Public bathrooms. I just have to say, public bathrooms are the pits. I have found a lot of times if when I'm out running errands, I can go to 2 or 3 stores and have to go again. So, and it doesn't help that like my farmer's market that I told you about, they have a coffee bar. So you get free samples of coffee, you walk around, you have coffee. By the time you get to your next stop, you have to go potty again. I am surprised at how dirty people leave the bathroom and how the employees don't really clean the bathrooms. So a little trick that I've learned is if you use the restrooms at the back of the store, they're usually cleaner because less people are using them. The ones in the front of the store, people are using them when they're coming in, they're using them when they're going, and sometimes people will just stop and run into the bathroom. So you see that at McDonald's and stuff mostly, but yeah, I don't want to stop at a McDonald's for a bathroom, let alone a gas station. You won't ever catch me doing that. So, other than the worry about the growth restriction, things are going good. We go back in a little bit. It'll be before my next appointment that we go in to go check on baby for growth, because we want to monitor it closely. If he doesn't do well, then you end up being induced early or have a cesarean, and usually they don't want to induce you because of that. They want to do the cesarean, which if you've heard me in my other blogs, I'm really concerned about doing that because of just the activity and lifestyle that I have. The recovery would be just treacherous and terrible for me, and my husband, you know, it takes the whole family to do the farm, so we're trying to avoid anything like that, but obviously baby's health comes first. So that's the update for this week, everybody. Thanks for watching, and pray for little baby who still doesn't have a name, but he's not loved any less. We just cannot decide on a name for the little guy. So if you have any suggestions for any of these last couple of weeks, let me know, because we are down to 7.5, 8 weeks left. Things are kind of wrapping up here. It'll go quick. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.